Welcome to this video about famous stars who were once homeless. Watch to the end and be sure to like and subscribe. Many stars were rich before becoming famous, but there are quite a few who came to fame from a completely different angle, struggling with deep poverty before catching their big break. Now, with huge mansions to their names, it may be difficult for these celebrities to remember the times when they did not have a roof over their head. 10 stars who were once homeless. 1. John Cena. John Cena revealed in a recent interview that he spent a period sleeping in his car when he arrived in Hollywood. He moved to LA from Massachusetts in 1999 seeking fame and fortune, but it didn't come as quickly as he had hoped. His savings didn't last long, and even though he found a job at a gym, he couldn't make ends meet and had to sleep in the backseat of his 1991 Lincoln Town car. His dad had told him he'd be home with his tail between his legs in 2 weeks, and Cena was determined to prove him wrong. Luckily, his perseverance paid off, and Cena was on the WWE circuit by the early 2000s. He's now one of the biggest action movie stars in the world. 2. Sylvester Stallone. While pursuing his dream of becoming a famous actor, Stallone spent 3 weeks sleeping at a bus station while waiting for work. In desperation, the Rocky actor answered an ad for a role in an adult film for $100 per day. He was able to find a place to stay after 2 days of filming, and he later went on to great success in Hollywood. 3. Jim Carrey. While growing up, Jim Carrey's family had financial troubles which forced them to live out of a van. Jim had to quit school at the age of 15 years to work as a janitor to support his family. 4. Steve Harvey. Following his divorce from his first wife, Harvey could only afford to stay in hotels when booked for comedy shows. The now famous talk show host had to sleep in his car when he was not performing. Even in difficulty situations, Mr. Harvey still had faith that things would turn around. 5. Steve Jobs. Apple's legendary CEO wasn't always on the right track. During his college years, he revealed in his Stanford commencement speech, he slept on the floor in his friends' rooms, returned Coke bottles for 5-cent deposits to buy food, and walked 7 miles every Sunday to get a free meal. All of his hard work paid off, and Jobs' tech empire turned him into a billionaire. 6. Daniel Craig. As a teenager, the actor was James Broke because he was broke and slept on park benches in London. He is now best known as James Bond. That was his life as a struggling actor, and now Daniel Craig is turning down roles. 7. Shania Twain. The Canadian singer grew up in poverty and spent time in a homeless shelter in Toronto with her mother and sister. She escaped an abusive household as well as poverty to become a country music icon. 8. Dr. Phil. The television host and psychologist had a troubled childhood, living out of a car with his alcoholic father. Despite his struggles growing up, McGraw earned his PhD in psychology and eventually got his own daytime talk show after connecting with Oprah Winfrey. 9. Tyler Perry. When the movie mogul began working in Atlanta, he spent all his savings trying to stage his play and soon became homeless, a situation that lasted for about 6 years on and off. He spent most of his time in his car. His bet on himself paid off, and his play, I Know I've Been Changed, became a hit in 1998, launching Perry on the path to his prolific works as a writer and entertainer. 10. Halle Berry. When she was first starting out as an actress, Berry found herself homeless and had to stay in shelters in her early 20s. She has openly said that she is grateful for the experience. Berry said that this taught her to be careful and live within her means. That is all for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.